Hey, what's up zombies internet? I'm the last Gambit and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be discussing the top 5 DLCs and maps in Call of Duty Zombies history. So before we get into this video, first of all, I want to thank you guys all so much for checking out my content. To see that there are people in triple digits who actually take time out of their day to check out my channel, to subscribe to me, to actually give me a chance to entertain them throughout the day and, you know, give them some helpful tips in the world of gaming, is so surreal to me. So again, I want to thank you all so much, Zombies Internet. And if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to correct that error and subscribe to join the Zombies Internet army, and then of course turn on notifications so you'll be notified when I upload a brand new video to the channel. If we can get past also 5 likes on this video, that'll be incredible, Zombies Internet. I want to thank you all so much once more. Check out my social media in the description below. Maybe follow me on there, like some of my posts, DM me if you want as well. I respond to DMs, so that's gonna be pretty dope as well. That's all I have for this intro section. Let's get into the actual meat and gritty of this video. So, coming in number 5, we have Gorod Krovi, aka the third DLC map in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies Season. So, this map was very interesting. First of all, it brought back the ray gun and a brand new version of the ray gun, which is the ray gun Merc 3. And before the actual patch, this gun was literally insane. You can go up to, you know, triple digits of rounds and still use the thing. It was pretty cool, it was pretty insane, and I really liked the pre-patch because it really, you know, innovated, and it actually added something of replay value for the veteran players of this map who are specifically going for very, very high rounds and long-term runs. Treyarch eventually patched it where after round 30 it became garbage. Absolutely not full-on garbage, still usable, but it required more of your attention, and it killed zombies harder, and further progressing around became more and more garbage. Obviously, the Easter egg is also pretty cool, where we actually have to fight a dragon, then you have to fight a robot Nikolai, and then you get a lot of context to Ultimus Nikolai's character and why he is the way he is, which really expanded the world and expanded on the characters that we know and love. Krovi was a great, you know, penultimum, I will say, episode in Black Ops 3 Zombies before we reach the inevitable conclusion. It was an incredible map. The Easter egg was a bit too complicated to do, but it all related to Sofia, which was pretty cool. It had like a central point in it and the local central plot point within the map. That was pretty cool. And of course the dragons and the way you reach Pack-a-Punch. It was also creative and unique, and it brought that cool cutscene where we get to ride the dragon and then he kicks us off and then you go to the sewers to get back to the map. The zombie bosses were a bit annoying, especially in the area where the Pack-a-Punch is, but it was pretty fun. The map was definitely interesting, and, you know, we should get another version of Gorod Krovi in the future. Not to mention they brought back the PPSH. That's a little reference there. So coming in number 4, we have the first DLC map for Black Ops 3 Zombies, and that's Der Eisendrache. Now, for Call of Duty, you know how they say, you know, the expression goes, the first impression is always the most important one. Well, Call of Duty Zombies gets 2 attempts at a first impression. The first launch map that you get with the game, or maybe the multiple ones depend on the game, and the first DLC map, because that tells you what the rest of the DLC season gonna look like, and then for us YouTubers for Call of Duty Zombies, it also tells us what is the fan engagement gonna be in Zombies for the rest of the year for us. And Der Eisendrache was success on literally every front. First of all, it impressed literally everyone. It felt like a spiritual direct sequel to Origins with like elements of, you know, Mob of the Dead for good measure, which was pretty cool, by feeding the dragon heads. You fed the wolf in Mob of the Dead, and here you feed the dragon heads, which was pretty cool. It introduced 4 unique wonder weapons once more, the bows, the elemental bows for each of the players if you're playing in co-op, or for the usage of a solo player, you can use all 4 of them. So it felt like a spiritual sequel to Mob of the Dead and Origins and Moon. Basically Moon because of the Ender Easter egg, which was a juxtaposition from Moon where you blow up the Earth from the Moon. Here from Earth you blow up the Moon, which looked insane, it looked incredible, and then we saw actual world building and character development between these premise characters. There was actually banter between them, and there was, you know, actually dislikes and actual arguments between Richtofen and Dempsey about who's gonna kill Ultimus Dempsey, who was in cryosleep. That was also pretty much cool, and the way the Easter egg steps were designed as you follow Gersh and then like you see what he did on the actual map. It also added to the world and world building of Call of Duty Zombies, and it really set a precedent for what the future DLC content for Black Ops 3 Zombies was gonna look like, and that was pretty dank. So coming in number 3, we have Mob of the Dead. I mean, what do you think? What else was it gonna be? It was obviously gonna be like, you know, Mob of the Dead, the second DLC of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies, and it was the first map that actual Jason Blundell was the creative director of Zombies, and you know, actually had creative control on what he can do and what he was gonna do. First of all, let's talk about the Wonder Weapon and different variations of the same Wonder Weapon. You get the regular Blundergat, which is a beast in itself. Then you get the Sweeper, which is the upgraded Pack-a-Punch version of the Blundergat, which is a beast in itself once more. And it's specifically designed for the people who want to shoot straight at zombies. You get the Acid Gat, which literally makes the Blundergat more insane because it spits acid and does more damage to zombies. And then you get the upgraded Acid Gat, which is the Vitrolic Withering, aka my favorite wonder weapon, you know, in Black Ops 2 Zombies, because, you know, it literally acts like a miniature, like shoots mini monkey bombs, because as soon as you shoot that thing, zombies will go to them and they will just cease to exist. This is the first time where story and character took precedent over the actual gameplay, and you know, it really focused on Easter eggs, world building, the story with a beginning, a middle, and end for the map, and the actual characters, and the way the story it was presented, where you're in hell, in purgatory, and you were on the Alcatraz island in a night with following these 1950s gangster with a formula is completely twist on its end, where you can see these nightmare creatures, these zombies come out, and then you have to shoot them and fight them. And it didn't suffer from little narrative dissonance. It actually connected what was happening in the world building and the story with the actual gameplay of what were you doing. For example, reaching the bridge is an escape attempt by these characters. And you know, once they get to the bridge, if you want to go back to the actual map, you need to kill yourself in the electric chair, which represents how these characters actually died by electric chair in the actual Easter egg, and that's how they ended up in hell, how they ended up in purgatory. That's how the warden also ended up, because he killed himself just so he can be here forever. It shows how twisted even the cops and even the criminals can be, and the wardens. It was also unique, it was also different, and just, it really became a horror, plus the actual jump scare in the map. That was pretty cool to see. It was also different, and once the first time you play Mob of the Dead, it's definitely an unforgettable experience. Then you realize there's a brand new perk called the Electric Cherry, and then you also realize there's no quick revive, and you don't even start out as a character, you start out as this ghost person where you can travel through walls, and that's how you turn on power. That was a cool way they turned on power, which wasn't in like the next map we're gonna be discussing, where it became really boring and annoying and tedious. No stepping the Easter egg was tedious, and the map was big enough where it didn't feel too big for a solo player, but it was big enough for if you're playing in co-op, it had space for everyone and where to go and what to do. Easter egg steps actual made in gameplay and story sense. Again, this map specifically doesn't suffer from any ludonarrative dissonance, and it was a experiment for Treyarch and for Zombies, and I'm glad that experiment paid off heavily. And also feeding the doggo. No, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And you get the Hell's Retriever, which is one of the most unique, I guess you could call it, wonder weapons of all time. So, coming in number 2, we have Origins. Basically, what happens when you get Mob of the Dead and you dial it up to 11. You get Origins, you get a giant map, you got robots walking across the map, you get our Ultimus characters, but a new version and younger version of them in World War I we call Primus, which actually those characters that has some of those stereotypical elements, but they were all layered and they actually felt like human beings trying to survive in the zombie apocalyptic environment. First of all, the opening cutscene in itself is one of the best things the Call of Duty Zombies has produced. It was unique, it was something cool, it helped with the world building, it was different. It was different. Plus, if you bought the third DLC map, Buried, you also get the Ray Gun Mark II in this map as well. Now, here's the tedious part about Origins. And, you know, it works for both newbie players and veteran players alike. It's boring for both of them. First, the new players don't know how to turn on power in this map, period. Unless they do actual research or they do it by luck when actually playing the map. So that's really annoying because it's not a simple switch that you can press and the power is on in the entire map. Then you have like, you have to realize there's like 6 of those things that you'd have to turn down, those power sources, power generators. And then you also have to play defend, you have to play, you know, domination in the actual map in itself for some reason. It was a unique take on how to turn on the power, but let's keep it in Origins and Origins alone to never bring back again, because it was that annoying. For the veteran players, they'll do it easily, they know the strats, they can do it. But here's the issue. It becomes annoying, especially when you're trying to reach a high round and you're actually training in a certain area, and once you're in that certain area, on the complete opposite side of the map is where the power generator is being attacked, and you don't want to lose power because you want to have access to Pack-a-Punch, and you lose access to Pack-a-Punch if you don't turn on the power. So yeah, it's really annoying, and I hope Treyarch doesn't do it ever again. But let's talk about the wonder weapons, the highlight of the map. 4 unique staffs, elemental staffs, which you can use in the map, and all 4 players can also use them in the map at the same time. That's pretty cool. That's pretty dank. And you know, it was first time we actually got anything like that. It was always one person gets the wonder weapon, the 3 other players will maybe get the ray gun and like use just their Pack-a-Punch weapons and survive like that. And then eventually that player who has the wonder weapon actually has to get rid of it for other players to maybe get a chance at the wonder weapon. And again, if you're spinning the mystery box, there's actual chances, and by the time maybe all 4 players get their chance, some of you will die and you'll have to restart, and it just becomes an annoying, tedious process if you all want to play with the wonder weapon. Here, all 4 of you get a wonder weapon, all 4 of you get a staff which you can use, and it's different unique staff with unique abilities. Oh, and plus you can go to the crazy place and upgrade them. Hope you're enjoying that as well. First of all, I like that it's not a simple upgrade of just, you know, taking the staff and sticking it into a Pack-a-Punch machine, but like, you actually have steps and Easter egg steps to actually upgrade these staffs to make them better than they actually are. And believe me, by themselves they're pretty good. They're pretty good wonder weapons for you to use if you don't feel like actually upgrading them. And all 4 of them have their unique ways on how to build them, which again, is pretty rad. It's pretty cool. And it also fits into the Easter egg, which is pretty cool. Now there are some specific steps, smaller steps that are not really like interesting to me how to complete the Easter egg. And of course I will be a brainlet if I don't mention a little challenge the community created that due to the innovative feature Attraction Youth, which is the Rainbow Perk Challenge, where you could actually have 8 perks without doing a complicated Easter egg step and or doing something like a microtransaction perkaholic in Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3 Zombies, but it's actual in the context of the map. You can have all 8 perks if you know how to do it. And plus, it's simple enough where you can actually make a challenge out of it. So think about that for a second. And you can pay some players to do the reverse Rainbow Perk Challenge. So that's pretty cool, that's pretty dank. Now here's what I wanted to discuss specifically about is obviously the final Easter egg cutscene, and why it specifically really didn't work for me. It still doesn't, but at the same time it does. Honestly, I'm 50-50 on it. Obviously you got the greater world building and a greater context with Black Ops 3 Zombies, but at the time when the map released, we thought, you know, Jason Blundell pulled a Ryan Johnson on us and just undid all of Call of Duty Zombies at that one time, just because of the ending cutscene of Black Ops 2 Origins. Overall, it was a cool map, it was a cool design. It introduced brand new unique features such as, you know, the striker thingies, as well as, you know, the drone of Maxis using his brain. And you know, they were all necessary Easter egg steps for us to complete. It was very story driven, with literally Samantha telling you in your ear, do this, you need to complete these steps. And specifically if you're a high round player, most players just turned off their volumes in the settings menu because it was very annoying to listen to her, especially if you're going for high rounds, so you have to listen on top of hours on top of hours for her. Not to mention, even if you're completing the Easter eggs, again, you have to listen hours on top of hours for her. So that's pretty cool. I like that they dialed that back in the future maps, but at that point it was really annoying. Again, it was another experiment that they did once for it to never return again, as well as how the power system worked on that map. Please no. Please no, Treyarch. Please don't bring it back again. So coming in number 1, I mean, was it gonna be anything other than Zombies Chronicles? Are you actually kidding me right now? hey, what happens if we introduce 8 unique maps into Call of Duty Zombies for the price of the $30? Oh yeah, you get 8 maps, and those 8 maps are Nacht der Untoten, Verrucht, Shino Numa, Kino der Toten, Ascension, Shangri-La, Moon, and Origins. Those are your 8 maps in, you know, Zombies Chronicles. First of all, we got a remastered version of the Moon Easter egg. That alone should be, like, worthy of praise. We actually get it in full HD 1080p goodness of we seeing us those rockets flying to the moon and get it blown up. Plus with better graphics and detail because newer consoles. And at that point, the last time we saw something like this was the Resurrection map pack for Black Ops 1. We got all the remastered maps from World at War. But now, first of all, we're on next-gen hardware or current-gen hardware, or at this point, last-gen hardware of the PS4 and the Xbox One. In Black Ops 3, we got the Ray Gun Mark II back in Black Ops 3 with this DLC map pack. Plus, you get to realize you get to use, I don't know, the Ray Gun Mark II in, like, Kino der Toten. Plus, you also get access to the Wonder Fizz machine and all of the maps, as what which actually granted you having perks on Nacht der Untoten, as well as you get to use, you know, the Gobblegums in Black Ops 1 and 2 maps and World at War. Also, here's a little interesting fact, including the Giant bonus DLC map. If you buy Black Ops 3 Zombies, you buy Zombies Chronicles, and you buy the Giant, you have all 4 DLC maps from World at War. I don't know, it's a bit of an interesting fact trivia, you probably already knew this, but it's like, you like, in your head you know this, but you don't like recognize it immediately. So that's pretty cool, that's pretty rad, I like that, that's cool. Especially if you don't own a copy of World at War, but you have Black Ops 3, you have access to all of the Black Ops 3 / World at War Zombies maps. That's dank. Plus, we get to re-experience all of these maps from our childhoods once more in a completely unique and different context. Zombies Chronicle is easily the best DLC, specifically just due to how much maps you have. 8 maps once you buy the pack. And it was done just for the love of track and for the love of community. It wasn't a mandate from Activision. Anyway, I mean, it was out of the DLC season. It was the hidden DLC 5, which people speculated for months on top of months before the actual announcement in the Call of Duty Zombies community and on YouTube as well. And it literally revived the zombie scene on YouTube for Call of Duty Zombies once it came out. It did wonders for everyone, and it became the most sold DLC of the year. That's how much people enjoyed Zombies Chronicles. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to show your support by leaving that like button. As well as subscribe to join the Zombies Internet Army and turn on notifications so you'll be notified when I upload a brand new video to the channel. Check out my social media in the description below. I want to thank you all so much for your incredible support. See you in the next video, Zombies Internet. I'm the Last Gambit, and bye!